certainly one of the hottest topics in our industry right now, and we've got a camera that's been getting some pretty great attention, and you're going to find out why. So we've got Nicolas Burtey, for the CEO of VideoStitch, talking about the Orah Live VR Made Simple. Nicolas.
Thank you for having me. So VR is the next platform. I'm not the only one saying it. Mark Zuckerberg, about 1 month ago, said it in Madrid at Mobile World Congress. You can see more and more 360 video now on Facebook. There is more than 20,000 video that has been uploaded in the last couple of months, and more than 1 million video, 1 million hours of video has been watched on a VR headset. Of course, Facebook is not the only one in the game. YouTube was the first company to push, the first large-scale platform to push 360 video on YouTube, and since, I think, March 2015, you can push a 360 video to YouTube and watch it interactively. VR gets a lot of traction from brands as well. The biggest brand, Coca-Cola, start to play with VR headsets. You know, like you could buy a package of Coca-Cola, and with that you can do a cardboard that you can use to watch video immersively. The topic I will talk about today, more specifically, is about live. We are at Streaming Media East, and I guess the topic of interest for you is live. YouTube has been announced at NAB 3 weeks ago that you can now push 360 video live very easily. And for us, it's really a game changer things, because since now, all the people like in the live industry, I'm sure they will want to understand, what does it mean for the industry. The good thing for us is that the first live that has been made on YouTube was at Coachella. It was about 2 weeks ago. And YouTube used our software called VanaVR to make this live stream. This is a picture of the sets that has been done. The Verge was the company publishing the content, and you can see, here, like several triangles in the 360 video. So here, the picture you see is a picture of VanaVR or live software. I will show to you how it is on YouTube very quickly. So this is how a live 360 video is. So you can turn, obviously, in 360. And now this is a post-production footage of the live, but people could watch this content in live really within a matter of seconds while it was happening. And there was quite a bit of traction, 200,000 viewers. Like it was the first live, so we are not yet at the million of, oh, yeah, sorry. I will do it again. Yep. Okay. So this is I know I don't have enough bandwidth to watch the rest. This is a 360 video that has been uploaded on live. And you can really look everywhere. And obviously, it's supposed to be a video. So right now, I have not enough bandwidth to show the video. But it was the very first live that has been published on YouTube. So I will talk a little bit about the software we have been developed. So we start by the software 4 years ago. The first software we start developing is called VideoStitch Studio. And this is a screen capture of VideoStitch Studio where we drag and drop 6 different GoPros into the software. And the software automatically detects how the camera are on the one from the others and do a 360 video that you can see here. And it does it automatically. So this first software we started developing about 4 years ago. The second software was naturally to make some live. So here it's post-production. It is post-production content. It means you have GoPros, you go to a shoot, you extract the SD card from the GoPro, you copy it to your computer, the computer stitch the video, and after it you can push it on YouTube, for instance. The second software we've been developing is a live software, which means you don't have SD card involved any longer. You take a bunch of GoPros. it can be from 3 to 6. You mount them together, and you use Vana VR to live stitch the video. So it is an example of a concert we did. And we can obviously live stream the concert as well. And this is the software that has been used with YouTube 2 weeks ago for Coachella. So especially because of YouTube, it is probably a very good moment for us to announce our new product, which is a live VR camera. So this camera is meant to be very simple to use. You can try it on the show floor afterwards. You just plug a single cable between the head to what we call a stitching box that is taking the stream for the phone from the 4 different cameras. It's sent to the box stitches it in real time, and can send it to any server in real time. We use RTMP or HLS protocol, so any compatible server can accept this stream and show a 360 video. The reason why we decided to make a camera is because when people use GoPros for live, they have a lot of pain points. Typically, if you have 6 GoPros, you have 12 cables coming from the GoPros to the computer. You have 2 cables per GoPro, 1 for the HDMI, 1 for the power. You need also to have acquisition cards. So if you have 6 GoPros, you need 6 ingest, HDMI ingest. And sometimes, like GoPros, if you run for several hours, that may overheat. The cable breaks. So there is a lot of issue, especially on the hardware side, for people that want to do live in VR. And this is why we decided to make a camera. We have been making a 2-minute video to explain a little bit the use case about the camera and also the key feature. So I will show you the video. So this video shows the different live use case we forecast for VR. The first 2 biggest we see right now is a concert and sports. There is a lot of people asking for these 2 use cases, but there is also education, lifetime events. Marriage is a good example. We see also a lot of use case in journalism. The reason is like today with a 2D video, you see only a window of the world. With a VR headset, you happen to see the context. You happen to see all around you. And this is a very powerful tool that I can see that in a few years, everybody will use VR for journalists. It's pretty obvious to me. Let's talk a little bit about the VR headset and the challenge of the live VR today. So typically, there is two kind of category of VR headset today. There is the smartphone-based, which is either the Google Cardboard on the left or the Gear VR. And you have another set of family of VR headset, which is a tethered one. The three major in this industry are Oculus, HTC Vive, and PlayStation VR. There is a lot of difference between these two types of headsets. So with smartphone, like typically everything is done in the smartphone. There is no cable, so you have a sense of freedom, which is pretty important. And because the smartphone has everything to show a video, it has a decoding engine, it has a mapping engine, so that a smartphone is a great tool to show VR videos. On the contrary, the Tether headsets, they are connected to a powerful computer, so they are great to show video games. Maybe for videos, they are just overkill. But this is great for the VR industry because everybody has a smartphone, and you just need a cardboard or a VR headset to convert your smartphone into a powerful VR headset to show VR content. And I believe this is the cardboard and the Gear VR type of headset that will drive the VR video industry. But what does it mean for the main challenge? Is that today, if you have a VR headset, a smartphone can decode 4K maximum. And you can think, OK, 4K is huge. Like, today when you see a 4K video is really sharp. But when you have a VR headset, it's not the case. And there is a simple reason about that. When you have a 4K video in 360, so it's really like covering all around you. When you put a VR headset, you see only a fraction of this video. And let's say you need 90 degrees. There is a simple formula below that says that if you have a 4K video for 360, actually when you put a VR headset, because you see only 90 degrees, you see only a 1K video. You see only a portion of this video. And obviously 1K is, to be immersed is not enough. But you cannot today do more than 4K because smartphones are limited to 4K. So obviously it will evolve. Next generation of smartphone will have higher decoding capability, but still, let's say you have an 8K video. Today, there is very few networks that can broadcast a 8K video, even if it is a HEVC. Another challenge that we are facing for having people really feel immersed into the VR, within VR, is the density of the screen. So today you have a screen maybe 2K, 3K, but you need probably much more, obviously, to get a sense of immersiveness within a VR headset. The different main topics that I see in the future regarding the video format is that today everybody uses a 360 video, which is called an equirectangular format. It's like if you have a map mound, like the sphere of the world, and you try to map it on a flat surface. But actually, there is a lot of formats which are better than equirectangular and more efficient in terms of video compression. Facebook start to do a lot of research around that, and they post a few blog posts that try to define what could be the next format for VR in terms of geometry. There's also a lot of unknown in the sound industry today. There is I see three main type of formats. There is on the left the ambisonic, ambisonic order 1, ambisonic order 4. It is like some kind of open source format because this is something that has been patented maybe 20 or 30 years ago, and this is in the open domain today. You have Dolby that is pushing Atmos for immersed sound format, and you have also another consortium, MPEG-H, in which there is Technicolor, there is Qualcomm, there is another couple of companies working on that. It is a proprietary format. Our camera is using ambisonic order 1, and we have been working with YouTube on this format, and I believe this is what will be used in the future, but nobody really knows, if this sound format is what the industry will adopt in the future. It was a very short introduction about live in VR. I encourage you to see our camera in the show floor if you want to learn more, and if you have a couple of questions, please let me know. Thank you.
Any questions for Nicolas? Yes, let me bring the microphone around.
You said you were using ambisonic order 1. How many channels is that, and where are they positioned?
So it's 4 channels. You have one channel which is the omnidirectional sound, and after you have 3 channels that basically one channel is for this axis, X, Y, Z basically. One is for this axis and the last is for this axis. And YouTube is using AAC to compress this 4 channel, and this is what you are using as well.
Does the camera allow an external audio input from like a board or someplace else?
Yes, so the stitching box, the processing unit has an audio ingest, so you can ingest, like, typically for journalists, you want to use, or a concert, you want to use a third, you know, like a sound wedgie station, so yes.
Does the camera offer any real-time graphic insertion, stitching, sponsorship, or data elements? Is it possible?
Currently not. But I mean, there is a lot of interest about that, but we don't do that today.